This is National Native News. I'm Antonia Gonzalez. With fire season winding down across many parts of the U.S., it's not unusual to find people doing deliberate burns to eliminate slash or improve habitat. Outside Eugene, Oregon recently, a group of Native youth and state and tribal agencies conducted a cultural burn. Brian Bull of Buffalo's Fire reports.
5 interns with the Longtom Watershed Council's traditional ecological inquiry program and a few dozen staff members, fire bosses, and agency employees gathered at the Chilamali Reserve. The Oak Savannah here provided 3 acres for the interns to apply their knowledge of fire as a tool.
I have learned that a small spark can start a whole field of flames.
Kaneem Cushman White Eyes is with the Chinook Indian Nation and a middle schooler. He's setting fire to a meadow with a flaming pitch stick, while water trucks and crews of shovels stand by to help keep it within the designated area.
The best thing about using fire is that you can learn so much about it in like a little amount of time, and it can be very healthy for the land.
Nearby, TEIP's program manager, Rachel Cushman, helps her other son, Isaac, set a few fires and keep aware of his surroundings. Fire can reduce acorn weevils or help coniferous trees reseed the area. Cushman says this part of the Willamette Valley has always been a fire-formed landscape.
It's been unhealthy because fire's been missing, and so we're awakening the land, we're building that relationship back up and healing it through this practice of cultural fire.
A few yards away, TEIP's curriculum director, Joe Scott, helps a few interns extend the fire closer to a camas meadow. Scott is a Siletz tribal member who did a training exchange with the Yurok tribe. Now he's applying all of his accumulated experience to teach the TEIP interns about good fire.
Youth have come up seeing fire as the enemy, as a destructive force, and this is a perfect example of fire being a constructive force.
Scott says with the fall rains, ash and nutrients will replenish the soil and help the camas prosper. For National Native News, I'm Brian Bull, near Eugene.
10 women will be inducted into the Alaska Women's Hall of Fame Tuesday, including Jocelyn Estus, a pioneering Alaska Native journalist. Estus most recently was a national correspondent for Indian Country Today and also worked as news director at KMBA. Estus is Tlingit with ties to Wrangell, but she's not the only Alaska Native to be honored.
Another Alaska Native is my great-grandmother, Tilly Paul Tamery. She was a civil rights leader in the early 20th century.
Estes says it's an honor to be inducted along with her great-grandmother. 2 other Alaska Natives are being inducted into the Hall of Fame. Catherine Gottlieb, a Supiaq leader in Native healthcare who served 30 years as president of South Central Foundation. The late Ada Blackjack Johnson is also being recognized. Johnson was a Nupiaq and the sole survivor of a doomed Arctic expedition in the 1920s. Tribes across the country are recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month and sharing resources, including the Chickasaw Nation in Oklahoma. The Chickasaw Nation Department of Family Services says it offers support, including domestic violence prevention and intervention, with a focus on tribal cultural values. The Chickasaw Nation also operates a shelter. A candlelight vigil is planned Thursday for Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Chickasaw Nation Director of Violence Prevention, Janie Locke, says one of the most important things they want to communicate is that victims are not alone and services are available. I'm Antonia Gonzalez.
National Native News is produced by Kawanak Broadcast Corporation with funding by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting.
Support by Amarant, Indian Country's 100% tribally owned insurance partner. Information on property, liability, workers' compensation, and commercial auto needs at AMERIND.com.
Support by Sonosky Chambers Law, championing tribal sovereignty and Native American rights since 1976. From opioids litigation to treaty rights to tribal self-governance. With offices in Washington, D.C., New Mexico, California, and Alaska. Sonosky Chambers Law.
Native Voice One, the Native American Radio Network.